Okay, friends, there is some issue still going on in my uh, computer. Anyway, so I hope you can see the PPT as well as you can hear me. Can somebody say yes so that I can start?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So yesterday we have till yesterday we have completed this about the prepaid instruments, everything. Now, little about this what you call data security standard in this payment card industry. Whatever payment instruments we are having, so how this data security is maintained, little bit of those things. So basically, the data security is concerned is very critical in the sense that everybody, individual's data has to be private and it should be secured in the entire network, because otherwise what will happen, somebody may somebody may hack it or somebody may misuse those data of individuals, so that some injury or some harm or some financial loss might happen. So that's why it is required that data security has to be maintained, basically in the card industry. So that is called DSS PCI. That is data security standard in case of payment card industry. So there is a council called PCI Security Standard Council. So this is a global organization which maintains, evolves, and promotes the payment card industry's standards for the safety of the cardholder data access, cardholders' data access throughout the world. So they maintain this thing. So basically, the PCI, this DSS PCI is intended to protect the sensitive cardholder data which is available. Because whenever the card holder uses the card data is transmitted throughout the network. So normally when it is transmitted, somebody may pick it up and somebody may store it also. So normally it is that somewhere it is data is stored. So when data is processed or it is transmitted, eh, during that transmission, this is possible that somebody may take it and somebody may store it at their own end so that they can also use it. So to have that security, so basically this security has to be maintained. So for that reason, the PCI Security Standard Council is very much concerned about that. So they have maintained this protection of cardholders' data through a firewall. So all these are maintained in a fully secure network. So entire thing is whatever data transmission and processing is going on, they are kept in a secured network which is protected through a strong firewalls. The firewalls are so strong that it is very difficult to a normal person to enter into that and can take the data. So data stored in the magnetic strip or chip of a card are normally called the full track data. Whenever the data which is stored inside the card in the magnetic strip or in the chip, they are called full track data. So this full track data means the data which is stored in the chip of the card or in the magnetic strip. So question might come, what is the data which is stored in the chip of the card or in the magnetic strips? They are called FTD or full track data. Okay, so in between, when the data is processing or data is transmitting, that time what happens, that is called eavesdropping. Eavesdropping means someone may intercept your data when data is processing. So from card holder point to the vendor point or network, when the network, the data is processed through this one. So when data is going to be processed and it is going on, data is moving in this sensor, somebody may tap your data. So that data trapping by some third person is called eavesdropping. Normally this eavesdropping meaning is that two persons are talking, you are just hearing it from outside so that you can hear what they are talking. So that is the English meaning of eavesdropping. So, but in case of eavesdropping in this security standard, it is called that whenever data transmission or process happens, somebody may third party who are not part of this, they may intercept your data and they may take your data and they may store it. So that is called eavesdropping. So what is the requirement of this fire protection or firewall protection? What are the requirement? Basically, the requirement is that this entire network has to be a ultra secured. So that should be ultra secured. Entire network should be ultra secured, means it is difficult for the people to intercept or eavesdrop. And that another thing is that whenever this network is working, so normally what this is not those data which is transmitted or which is processed, not to be used, not to use vendor supplied default. So some cardholder, sometimes what happens, cardholder sometimes by mistake what they do not create the password themselves. They can have a password which is supplied by the vendor. So suppose your vendor supplies a password to you, so do not at all enter into that password. You create your password. Whenever vendor is supplying, means vendor is trying that he can use that password to break your data. So whatever the vendor supplies, whether it is a password data or any kind of other security parameters they are giving, that should not be used by the cardholder. Cardholder must create its own password or ID, whatever is there. And third thing is that in this process of network, cardholder data should not be stored by, it is directed that cardholder data should not be stored unless it is necessary to meet the needs of the business. So normal cardholders who are not part of that business, they are only buying buying the goods and services, those cardholders data should not be stored by anybody else, whether it is a card issuer or it is by the vendor or anybody inside that thing. So those data are very sensitive, and sensitive data on the magnetic strip or the chip must never be stored after authorization. So during authorization, a issuer or the network provider may store it for a temporary time, but once it is authorized, the data should be purged out, even if they are encrypted. So it is said that even the data are encrypted, such encrypted data should not be stored by anybody. And fourth is that always now it is compulsory that whatever this transmission of data is happening, all this data should be transmitted or processed in the encrypted mode only. Without encryption mode, it should not be done. So it is the duty of the issuer that whenever the card is issued to somebody, the data stored in the card chip and the card magnetic strip should be always in an encrypted form, so that anywhere the data is transmitted or data is used, they should be used in encrypted form only. And another thing that the card issuer and the network provider should always try to protect the data environment from any of the attack, like any malware attack.
तो कैसे प्रोग्राम करेगा, कैसे प्रोग्राम करेगा दोबारा? तो स्कूल में नंबर दिया था।
मिस्टर शंकर प्रसाद जी, थोड़ा माइक बंद करके बात कीजिए। माइक बंद कर दीजिए, अपना बात कीजिए, कोई चिंता नहीं। सो द नेटवर्क प्रोवाइडर और द कार्ड इश्यूअर शुड ऑलवेज प्रोटेक्ट द डेटा फ्रॉम एनी malware or any type of virus attack that might happen. And all this where the card issuer and network provider they should always into the activity of regular testing of their security networks or security system. So they will be testing their security system as well as the network which is used, so that they will be confirming that all the data security maintains are very say you can say ultra secured in the entire network. So these are the requirements of the card issuer, card issuing authority, or the network provider or the vendor who are using, so that entire this full track data should be secured. Sometimes see, that's why another thing called masking of the data. Masking of data means normally whenever you use your card or anywhere, you will see that sometimes the thing is which is where the you are using in the online platform, you will see that some information, so one window will pop up where it will see that you have you are going to transact a rupees this much with this card number this. So where this card number are displayed with a X like thing. So this is called masking of your card number. Your card numbers are not fully displayed. Maybe some numbers will be displayed, like last two numbers or last three numbers may be displayed, so that you can find that say 4, 4, 7, 9 last three numbers. So all other numbers are masked. Similarly, sometimes your mobile number is also given, so it will show that OTP is sent to your registered mobile number with some masking, and last two digit or three digit will be given. So this is called masking. So whenever this data is stored in your network, it will be masked to the optimum level, so that some data, some numbers will be shown to you, so that you will confirm that yes, these are my mobile number or these are my card number with last digit, two digit or three digit like this. So that is called masking. Okay, now this processes, the things are used, some of the terminology we should understand, that what are these EMB, NFC and RFID. So basically EMB is Europay, MasterCard and Visa. So there are three say card issuing authority, or they are the affiliates.
Sir, please mute all of us, sir.
Sir, please.
Okay, some of the terms you should understand which are used under this data security standard. One is called EMB. So what is this EMB? EMB full form is Europay. First is for Europay, E for Europay, second is for MasterCard, and third is for Visa. Basically, they are the three card say affiliation provider, or they are the say franchises which are offering the card network throughout the world. So Europay, basically it is based in Europe. So normally Europay card are more popular in the European areas. MasterCard worldwide and Visa is MasterCard. Both MasterCard and Visa, they are worldwide. They have issuing the cards, and with different banks and other authorities, they issue the card through MasterCard or Visa. That means their networks are used. So basically, this network means their network is totally a network of MasterCard. If a MasterCard is used, so MasterCard, normally they have got their hubs around the world. For example, I'm telling MasterCard hubs are there. So for our India, MasterCard hub is placed in the South Asian region. South Asian region, normally it is in the Singapore. It is placed in the Singapore. So South Asia Pacific region, the MasterCard hub is at Singapore. That means what? Whenever card holder is using his card, who the card is having a MasterCard logo, issued by say State Bank of India or any authority, that card is a MasterCard. Normally you will say that MasterCard always starts with a number 5 and Visa card starts with a number 4. Always. So this is the distinction to know that a card which starts with a 5 is always MasterCard. Card which starts with a 4-digit, fourth is the first digit, that is a Visa card throughout the world. So this is just to know that this is a must. So when the card is processed, such a one card holder is using this card at a vendor point, a vendor. So vendor is called the acquirer. Acquirer where the card is used. So card holder, vendor is there, and now SBI is the card issuer. So SBI is the card issuer. So normally the network is like this. I'll just explain again to you. So how the network works. So there is a card holder. He will use the card at a, say, POS, where the merchant is there. We can call it a merchant, or the acquirer. Acquirer means he will, at his point, the card holder's card will be used to purchase something. So there will be a bank which is also the merchant's bank. So this bank, which is the banker of the merchant, they are called acquiring bank. They are called acquiring bank. And there might be, this card is also issued by one bank, which is called the issuing bank. Issuing bank means they have issued the card to the card holder. So there are 4 parties involved here. Basically, card holder, issuing bank, merchant, merchant's bank. 4 parties are involved, and whenever the transaction takes place, it has to go through a hub of the card which belongs to either Europay or MasterCard or Visa. Suppose is built, the card holder's card belongs to a MasterCard. So there is a MasterCard hub which is placed in a Singapore. Singapore it is placed. It is established in Singapore. So now whenever this data, card holder uses the card at merchant's POS, that point of sale or ADC machine, then immediately what happens, the card data passes through MasterCard hub, because the card here, it is detected that card is a MasterCard because of the number 5. It goes to MasterCard hub to Singapore. Now from Singapore, the entire data will be read there, and then it goes to issuer's bank. It goes to issuing bank. Issuing banks approves it according to the amount of card, amount of the transaction, and according to the limit which is assigned by the issuing bank to the card holder. If it is okay, everything is okay, then immediately from here the OTP will be sent to the card holder, and card holder either OTP or in the card present situation when the card is used at the merchant. So normally the PIN will be entered. So there will no OTP is required in case of PIN. So card issuing bank approves it. Then it goes back to MasterCard again, and it comes back to the acquiring bank. Means whatever the amount is transacted, card holder's issuing bank is debited and the acquiring bank is credited. So acquiring bank means they are maintaining the customer's account, the merchant's account. So merchant account will be credited. Then only this transaction is completed. See, every transaction which is done, it is due to technology that hardly 3 to 4 seconds time takes place to entire traffic from cardholder data when it is swiped, or you are using online. From here it goes to Singapore, from Singapore to issuing bank hub, issuing bank server, it is approved, it goes back to Singapore again, from Singapore it comes back to the acquiring bank, so that the transaction is completed and the amount is credited to the vendor. So in some cases, the issuing bank and acquiring bank may be the same bank. It is possible. It is possible that it may be the same bank also. It might be different bank, but sometimes one bank might be there. So when it is a one bank, the charges which is collected by the issuing bank, normally whenever such transaction happens, normally some percentage of transaction is a revenue for the issuing bank, because their cards are used. for the transaction. So issuing bank gets the amount, and acquiring banks also, since merchant's account he is also doing the transaction, acquiring bank also gets some part of this. Very fraction of amount will go to that. So say for a transaction, issuing bank gets say 1 rupee, acquiring bank gets 50 paisa for any, suppose one transaction. So this amount, which is normally it is recovered from the merchant's pocket. It is not from cardholder's pocket. Suppose 100 rupees transaction cardholder is done. So 100 from 100 rupees, 150 rupees will be debited. So merchant's account will be 98.50 paisa will be credited to merchant's account, and this 150 1 rupee 50 paisa will be shared between issuing bank and acquiring bank per transaction. So that is their revenue. But when the bank is one, issuing bank and acquiring bank was same, that means entire 150 will be received by the bank, because this 1 and 50 is shared. So when it is the same bank, it will be acquired by it will be given to the one bank only, who is the issuing bank as well as acquiring bank. So whenever the bank which is issuing the card as well as acquiring bank, then revenue of a transaction is more in the case. I hope you understood the concept. So these are the Europay, MasterCard and Visa. They are they are maintaining a common secured platform for data exchanges and mutual verification of the thing, so that entire network, wherever the card holder is using and the acquirer is getting the amount, so entire thing happens within that network only. So this EMV network is only applicable for the chip card. The card, normally nowadays every single credit card which is or debit card is issued by any authority, it has to be issued with a chip only. So EMV systems operates for chip cards only. So chip based cards can be used either for two things: through swipe mode, means you have to contact it is through contact only, so swiping through the slot of POS machine or EDC machine, or through tapping, that is called contactless environment. So it can be used for tapping, swiping also. It can be used for contactless use of the card. So that contactless thing, it has to be contactless thing will be depending on the machine, which is POS or EDC machine the vendor is using or the merchant is using. So this machine should be enabled to carry out this contactless transaction. And nowadays every machine are normally given by the acquiring bank to have contactless transaction also. So however, for contactless transaction, as you know, the trapping of transaction, now the amount is restricted up to 5,000 in India, rupees 5,000. Up to rupees 5,000 only, that contactless card authorization or contactless card transaction is allowed up to 5,000 per transaction. It is per transaction. It is not about the in a day transaction. It is per transaction 5,000 rupees. Okay. So for contactless transaction, the technology which is used in this card network, this is called NFC or RFID. So these are the two technology which is used for the contactless transaction in the card network. So NFC is near field communication. Near field communication means it has to be within a proximity of 10 centimeter from the machine. So within 10 centimeter from this POS or EDC machine, that field is called near field. So through this near field, the data communication takes place. That's why it is called near field communication network. So the proximity is within 10 centimeter, means either it is 10 centimeter or less than that it should be done. Or it can be done through the RFID, radio frequency identification. ID is identification. So it is done through radio frequency identification. So there is a identification frequency is there in the card, which can be easily accepted by the POS machine or ADC machine or any of the machine which is there. So they will recognize this radio frequency ID and they will say that yes, it can be. So this RFID frequency is now, you can see that in the FASTag thing. You know FASTag, what is a FASTag? FASTag is for toll collection of the all vehicles. So they do not have to pay the cash or everything, or they do not have to show anything. The first tag is a simple, simple strip thing which is pasted to your windscreen of the car, so that whenever you pass through a toll, immediately there is a machine which is pointed to your car, so it detects the radio frequency identification and the amount which is required, it is debited from your FASTag and credited to the toll collector's account. So RFID is a system where data exchange can take place over a large distance. So whenever a small distance is required within 10 centimeter, it is NFC. Whenever larger distance is little bit more, maybe 5 meter or 10 meter distance, in that case RFID technology has to be used. Okay, so this is what the any question on this NFC and RFID? So basically you will be asked some questions, so you can answer it. So you have now understood what is full track data, what is eavesdropping, what is masking, what is EMB, what is NFC, and what is RFID. Okay, so basically I'm telling you this. So card approval process takes place in this EMB network approval process, and I told you how this the approval takes place, how this card transmission, data transmission happens in the entire system, how it goes from one place to other place it goes. So that can be done. Okay, clear. Thank you for that. So the what is open scheme payment network, what is a closed scheme payment network? So basically open scheme payment network means there are 4 parties involved. Closed scheme means 3 parties involved. Okay, so open scheme network, I'll just give you, say say this EMB, Europay, Master and Visa. So these 3 parties, they operate under this open scheme or 4P payment network. So as I told you, what are the 4 parties involved? One is your card issuer. Second is your card holder. So card issuing authority issues a card to the card holder. So this is a card issuer, might be a bank, say SBI. And card holder is, suppose you are the card holder. So one party, second party. Then third is, I told you, this is the merchant where you are shopping, whether it is a physical shopping or online shopping, whatever. So merchant maybe say Amazon or any other, say Chroma or somewhere you are visiting the card. So basically merchant is called the acquirer. Okay. Then fourth is the acquiring organization or acquiring bank. So there are 4 parties involved in this. So this is called a open scheme payment network, and under this card secured platform network. So whenever there are 4 parties involved, this is called a open scheme payment network or 4P payment network. Closed scheme, as I told you, whenever this card issuer and the acquiring bank are same, so in that case the network is called closed scheme payment network. So instead of 4 parties, there will be 3 parties. So whenever this card issuing bank as well as the acquiring bank are same for card holder and merchant acquirer, say in this case, suppose first case 4 parties are there, so SBI, you and Amazon and say ICICI Bank. There are 4 parties involved. Now you are there, Amazon is there, and only card issuer authority and acquiring bank are say HDFC Bank or ICICI Bank alone. So that means only three parties are there. So whenever these three parties are involved, that is called a closed scheme payment network. Okay, is it clear? There is no doubt about it. So you have understood
Yes.
this, how
Yes, sir.
the
Yes, sir. Again, sir.
uh,
Again, sir. Once more, sir.
again,
Yes.
what is your name? Biswajit?
Yes, sir. Sir, I want to
Uh,
ask you, sir,
uh,
if acquirer and card issuer will be the same, then three party, na, sir.
three party, na? See, three party, is it? So four party you understood, na?
Yes, sir.
Just four parties you understood. First is card issuing bank. Card issuing bank. So I told that suppose SBI is there, your bank SBI. You are from SBI, so SBI issued the card. And Biswajit is the card holder. Biswajit is the card holder. Second party. Third is you are using the card in say Amazon to buy something. So Amazon is the merchant who is selling something you, so you are going to buy from this merchant, you have to pay the amount to them. So Biswajit wants to use the card in Amazon, so Amazon's banker might be that is called acquiring bank. So there is a card issuing bank, there is a card holder, that is a acquirer or the merchant, and there is a acquiring bank who is merchant is maintaining his account with acquiring bank. Say ICICI Bank. Okay. Now four parties involved. It is clear
Yes,
or
sir.
not?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
this is open scheme. This is a open scheme payment
Yes.
network. Now this Biswajit's bank, card issuing bank, and this Amazon's acquiring bank might be the same bank. So instead of SBI, ICICI Bank has issued the card, and ICICI Bank is also the banker of merchant. So now instead of four persons, there are three persons, three parties involved. Yes or
Yes.
no?
Yes, sir.
So in this case, this is called a closed scheme, which is called closed scheme payment network. Simple thing. And I
Yes, sir.
told you in such cases, the profit or revenue is shared is more because entire say 1 rupee 50 paisa will be going to ICICI Bank only. In case two banks are there, so card issuing bank gets the more revenue. So 1 rupee might be going to the card issuing bank and 50 paisa will be going to the acquiring bank. Because they are doing this, some revenue has to be received by them. And apart from this, since MasterCard and Visa and EMB are also catering to the need of all of them, so they do not share the value from the each transaction, rather they are charging a fee to the issuing bank as well as acquiring bank according to that turnover. So there is a turnover fee which is paid by the issuing bank or acquiring bank on the basis of the turnover they are having. So that is the revenue for MasterCard and Visa or Eurocard, Europay. Now the entire process is clear to all of you,
Yes,
how
sir.
the profit sharing network goes. Okay.
Yes.
Card holder is benefited because he is not paying cash, he is using it in the credit, means he is using now, he will be paying later. So that is the benefit he gets. ICICI Bank, card issuing bank, gets the profit because they have issued the card to the card holder. Now this Amazon also benefits because he gets more volume of sale because he's using a card. So he, from his margin, he is sharing that 50 paisa. So their margin might be 25%. Out of that, only 50 paisa or 1% is shared. And acquiring bank also gets the sharing because they are also providing service to the acquirer. And MasterCard also gets the payment. So basically, this amount of 100 is paid by the card holder, and out of this, whatever the sharing is done, normally it is shared. That is the profit sharing basis in any card payment network. Hope.
So the entire amount got shared only from the merchant, right? No, sir. From merchant, whatever the profit sharing, and that is
Yes.
the
So
getting shared.
card holder is paying 100 rupees, where the merchant is getting might be 99 rupees, and this 1 rupee is shared between the card issuing bank, and this is 99 rupees. So suppose I say that 75 paisa and 25 paisa. This is shared between the card issuing bank and the acquiring bank. Clear now? 99 plus 1 rupee. So
Yes.
99 rupees is the amount the merchant gets out of 100 rupees, and 1 rupee is deducted, which is shared between the acquiring bank as well as the issuing bank.
Sir, there is one question in my mind. Sir, there are some banks like HDFC Bank, they are providing the credit card with zero fee, annual fee, zero no charges card, and they are taking no charges, whole time lifetime free card like this, no?
Yes, yes, yes.
So from where these they are collecting the charges and paying to the banks?
See, basically paying to the banks.
Yes.
No, HDFC, you are telling that HDFC is a card issuer. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So HDFC, normally HDFC, ICICI Bank and SBI, they are the maximum in the card network in India is concerned. They are the, say, topmost player. So basically what they do, they issue the card. Normally card is such a thing that unless you issue now, it is for free of cost, no annual fee, no renewal fee, nobody is going to take, because everybody gives it free of cost now. So this is basically your customer. They are attracting the customer with a, say, augmented value, which is already we have. So some additional value is created to the customer by providing them debit card and credit card. So they will be loyal to those bank and they will be using the card. So this card holder, definitely volume of card issued by HDFC, ICICI Bank, SBI Bank are totally, they share the entire market. Market of card is captured by these three banks only. So what happens, apart from this, they are also capturing this acquiring activity. Acquiring bank means merchant transactions are also done. So normally whenever the more card is there, so for each transaction you are getting 75 paisa, which is the card issuer's fee. And if you are also acquiring bank, again you are getting this 28 paisa. And what is their role? They are only first time, only once they are issuing the card. The plastic card which is issued with the cheap everything is very, say, it is not so costly. The entire cost might be around 20 to 25 rupees. 20 to 25 rupees when is the volume is concerned, only 20 to 25 rupees is that maximum, that amount is there. So that cost is there. Apart from that, so they are this card is issued for a period of 3 years or sometimes 5 years also. So within 5 years they are not going to issue any. So this 20 rupees, 25 rupees is cost is for a period of 5 years. Within that period, the card holder may use so many times in 5 years. Maybe 5 lakh rupees he has used as average in the 5-year period. So 5 lakh rupees you see, for 100 rupees, suppose they are getting 75 paisa. So if the card holder uses 5 lakh rupees, how much they are earning from this? Apart from that, they are also earning from the acquiring business also. So profit basis, they are earning definitely. There is no loss to them at all. And further that, these customers are also with this bank, they might be having some savings account or some other business account. Some loans are also there with this. So that is the way you market the card holder. You have to retain the customer. So profit angle, they are definitely, the profit might not be high enough, but there is always a revenue which is received by these banks. Am I clear to you?
Yes, sir, it is clear, sir. But sir, one more thing is coming. Sir, for example, HDFC Bank, if we are going to purchase one iPhone in the market, So they are providing a offer that if you are making the
Yeah.
payment for
See,
HDFC credit card, you will
so
get
every
$5 discount. $5
yeah,
discount.
very good. So because
So
that thing, see, whenever suppose ICICI Bank or HDFC Bank, normally you will find ICICI Bank, HDFC cards, and Standard Chartered card, and sometimes SBI card. So they announce all these things that if you make a transaction, so they have a scheme for that. So minimum transaction has to be there. Minimum transaction may be say 25, say it starts from 25,000 above. 25,000, I would say 25,000 to 30,000, then 30,000 to 50,000, above 50,000. So these are the type of transaction. So for them, they announce that maybe for 25 to 30,000, 2,000 will be the immediate cashback or immediate discount. Suppose 32,000, suppose you are transacting for any transaction, any buying phone or something, then immediately the ICICI Bank or HDFC Bank who has that scheme, for you, it will be costing 30,000 only. So the card holder will be billed 30,000 only. 2,000 rupees is borne by ICICI Bank. Suppose you are buying something from Chroma. So Chroma, you are buying a gadget which costs 32,000. And it is written that if you use ICICI Bank card, instant 2,000 rupees discount will be offered to you. So in that case, you have to pay only 30,000 rupees. Okay, so now you are telling that how this 2,000 rupees is borne by ICICI Bank. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so this
yes, sir.
is this 2,000 rupees is actually from the margin. Suppose you are buying the iPhone. Suppose it is iPhone. So iPhone cost is say cost of iPhone is 90,000. Suppose 90,000 is the cost. Do you think actually the cost is 90,000? iPhone
Maybe
cost
no,
what about
maybe no.
one lakh? How
No,
much it will be? Can you tell
Maybe
me
no, sir.
what?
80,000.
Maybe no. It is
80,000.
always
1,50,000.
so. Suppose that cost of that iPhone is 90,000. It might be 1,05,000, 50,000 or 2 lakh also. Suppose for instance example, the cost of that phone which you are buying it's 90,000. The MRP written there is 90,000. Do you think 90,000 is their cost
Actual
price?
cost. No, maybe 80,000.
Maximum 10 to 15, 20,000, sir.
It will be maximum 15 to 20,000. Do you know that? It will be
What?
15 to 20,000 because their volume is so much. So actually the Apple who manufactures this, their cost is suppose cost is 20,000. They
Okay.
will sell it to the vendors or their wholesaler at say 25,000 only. Their margin is 5,000 only. After that, when it comes to the market, it is 90,000 because lot of offer, lot of things are there. So this 20,000 is shared by this wholesaler and distributors to ICICI Bank because this is a promotion thing. They tie up with ICICI Bank. They tell that if any of the iPhone is sold through your card, we will give you that 22,000. You provide this discount to the customer.
So
So
actually,
from
the
that,
seller is giving the discount, not the card holder, sir.
not seller, the distributor. Apple is not giving. Apple is the manufacturer. Seller
Okay.
is Chroma. Seller is Chroma is selling. In between, wholesaler and distributors are there. So normally they share this. So they 25,000 might be 50,000 they getting. So when you come to Chroma, it is 90,000. So in between, there are 2, 3 things are there. So many things are there. So basically, this is for example, I am telling. This is not shared by Apple. Apple has given the entire thing to somebody else to market their product or sell that product. Apple is directly not selling. Apple is the manufacturer only. They manufacture and give it to the wholesaler. Wholesaler job is to distribute throughout the world and sell it. They tell that you give us 25,000 only. 25,000. After that, you price it according to the demand and supply, you sell it. According to the brand, it will be there. So people are paying 1,50,000 like that. So just for example, I'm saying. So enter this process of giving discount by the card holder or anybody, even the Chroma may also give the discount also. So everywhere entire margin is there. From margin, it is shared by all the things. Is it clear now?
So these merchant sites which offer 10% instant cash, the merchant sites are giving the discount. Exactly.
Yes,
Like Amazon or Flipkart or Snapdeal, these sites are giving discount.
yes, it has to be at the merchant place only. If you buy through Amazon, you buy from Chroma or anybody, you will find that a physical merchant and Amazon prices are always different. Amazon prices will be always low. How they are offering this lowest prices?
Increase the sales, and more sales, more profit. They
Yes,
go on this
because
concept.
their volume is more. The volume of sales are more. So in that case, you can compensate the margin, which might be thinner. So volume is more means it will be sale is they are capturing the market. So that is
Okay.
the game in this entire
So
thing.
on these sites, if one goes for purchasing by cash and all, they would be at loss.
That is up to your choose where you are purchasing cash
Yes,
or
yes.
something. So there are so many things are see everything you do, the consumer, whatever he does for every purchase, there is a pros and there is a con also.
Okay,
There has to be some advantage, some disadvantage. Has to be there. If you are purchasing by cash, there are some advantages. And if you are some disadvantages might less disadvantage, but you are purchasing online through a card, again disadvantage might be more than the pros. So everywhere it is there. It depends on the what you are buying. Okay, is it clear, everybody? So
Yes,
only
sir.
one slide, it has taken almost 20-25 minutes. Okay. Anyway, so from here, so many questions might be coming. So first is that who is the payment card industry data security is handled by which global organization? So you can say it is the PCI, Security Standard Council. Then what is the full track data? What is eavesdropping? What is masking? You understood. What is the full form of EMV? What is NFC? What is RFID? And what is this open scheme network? And what is closed scheme network? So at least 6-7 questions. You are ready with that. You will never forget it. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
can you
Now
repeat masking? Sir, masking again, sir.
masking. See, when this Corona happened, you are wearing the mask, na?
Yes, sir.
You are wearing the mask. So mask is covering some part of your face, na? This is covered, right? This passes this. So from the nose to your neck portion is covered. So sometimes people might not recognize you as you are wearing the mask. To recognize you, might to take off the mask so that they will fully recognize you. Yes. So that is the masking. Means if your card, so phone number, suppose phone number is 10 digit. 10 digit, you can mask 6 digit,
Right, sir.
and
Got it. Right, sir.
only last 4 digit you can display, say
Right, sir.
4156. So this is called masking, so that nobody in the when the card data is transmitted, your mobile number is not exposed fully, because this masking is done through a encryption. So it will not shown to anybody. Only this four digit will be shown to you, or 3 digit will be shown to you. So you can confirm that yes, this is my phone number ending with this 4 digit or 3 digit or 2 digit. So that is called masking. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Anything else? RFID, I told you, na, radio frequency identification system. Radio frequency, the identification of those that say what you call that signal is through radio frequency. Radio frequency, you are listening to your radio, na? Radio is there in mobile phone, FM or something, was you are listening to songs and other news, it might be there. So that is a frequency which is traveling through the air, that is called radio frequency. So that frequency has to be captured. So normally RFID is used for a distant, say, which might be more than 10 centimeter. So up to 10 centimeter NFC is used. If it's more than 10 centimeter, it might go up to 10 meter also. So within a range of 10 meter, the machine will detect the data in your card or in your whatever thing you are using under this RFID. So FASTag is one of the example. Now is it clear to you, RFID? Radio Frequency Identification System.
Yes, sir. It is clear.
Again, somebody telling open scheme, are yeah, how many times I will, so entire thing will be discussed for this slide. So I will, at the end, what will happen tomorrow, it will be not completed. When I have explained this open scheme, closed scheme thrice, 3 times I have explained. So please excuse me, I cannot explain more time. You can read this. This is in your IBS material. Just 3 or 4 lines are there. You read it. I cannot waste my time more because half an hour time is gone for this one slide only. So many questions are asked. If you continue with that, then I cannot end entire thing which is I supposed to complete. So now ATM, little bit everything you know, but little bit of thing I will. So you know what is the on-site ATM and off-site ATM or work-site ATM and mobile kiosks. Anybody who has who want to know? On-site means what? Off-site means what? Work-site means what? And mobile kiosk means what?
Sir, work
Site
site,
you
please.
can please explain.
Work site, sir.
Which? Huh?
Please explain work site.
On-site.
All three known.
Site.
Work site.
On-site, off-site, you know.
Yes,
Site.
sir.
Work site, please, sir.
On-site, okay, I'll repeat. On-site means your branch is there and along with the branch ATM is there, that is on-site. So branch and ATM are together. So just entering the branch, ATM is there, that is on-site. So it is connected to your branch directly. It is operated through your branch. So that is on-site. On-site means it is on the site of the branch. That off-site. Off-site means your branch is not there. Branch is might be say 10 or 15, say might be 500 or 1 kilometer away. But that ATM is connected to this branch. So ATM is away from the branch, that is off-site. Okay, work site is, so normally this is what the simple thing. Say this is a off-site ATM, normally not for the public use. Normally, suppose there is a big, say TCS office is there, or Wipro office is there, or Infosys office is there, or say Oracle office is there. So they have a big building where head office, say in Bangalore, you will find that all these workplaces only TCS houses are there where their employees are come. So these are the work site of the TCS, work site of Wipro, work site of Infosys, or work site of Oracle, any big company. So in these places, when the ATMs are placed by the bank, this is normally for the people of TCS working there for their use. So normally inside the premises, general public are not allowed because security will be there. They will not allow unless you are a TCS employee or you have some business to have. So only those persons are limited to use those ATM. So at the work site, when these ATMs are off-site ATMs are installed, they are called work site ATM. Okay. Now mobile kiosk.
Captive ATMs also. Active ATMs.
Pardon? Huh?
Active ATMs. Captive ATMs.
I can't hear you. Active?
These are called captive. CAPTIV. Captive.
Okay. Maybe captive ATM. Okay. That is, I didn't know that. I have learned also. So it can be captive ATM also. Okay, fine. Now, mobile kiosk means sometimes you will find that the ATMs are moving with a vehicle. So ATM on wheels are called mobile kiosk. There is nothing to explain here. On-site, off-site, work-site, captive, and mobile kiosk. You understood. Okay. Now, what is white label and what is brown label? White label ATMs are those ATMs owned and operated by non-banking organizations. They are not banking organizations, but they are non-banking entities. non-banking entity. So they are also allowed to operate, they have to allowed to establish ATM, and entire thing will be operated by them. So there is a eligibility criteria who can be an white level ATM owner. So for them, minimum net worth should be 100 crore. A company which is minimum net worth is 100 crore can apply for establishing white label. So basically, this type of ATM will be linked to a bank. They are linked to, normally ATMs are linked for all the banks together. So it is not independently by any bank, but it is the non-banking entity who is operating all this ATM network, everything. They are providing the cash, they will be reloading cash, everything. And every bank's ATM card holder can come to the ATM to use their card. So basically, they are called white level ATM. Example is Tata Group, this TCS, TCP, SL thing, they have introduced the white level ATM. So that is called IndiCash. So you will find some IndiCash ATM. So in South India, you will find that Muthoot, they have got their ATMs. Then the SREI Infra, they have also some ATMs. Then Prism Payments has got some ATMs. So they are the white level organization or entity who are allowed by RBI to have this ATM business. So they work for a profit. They earn a profit from that transaction. Okay. And brown level ATM, what is brown level ATM? Brown level ATMs are those which are owned by a banking organizations. So the banks are owning this, but the operations are totally outsourced to a third party. A third party is, entire thing is done by the third party. Okay, so all the things, owners will be the bank. So here the ATM, the signboard will be say Canara Bank, but operation of ATM has to be done by a third party. Only Canara Bank is connected to this. Canara Bank owns this, but Canara Bank has given the entire franchisee for operation to a third party. So when such thing happens, it is called brown level. If Canara Bank is doing all the reloading, everything is, all the expenses of ATM are owned by, borne by Canara Bank. Only they might also say have a third party for cash loading and reloading from their end is only. So those people will be taking the cash from the Canara Bank branch and reloading or unloading there. So those cases, it is normal ATM. But when only it is owned by the Canara Bank, but all other thing done by a third party, that are called brown level. So that is the difference between white label and brown level. And these ATMs operate on a system which is called ATM switch. This ATM service, this ATM switch is the backbone of ATM services operating in the country. Entire ATM network operates under this ATM switch. So basically, this is nothing but there is a server connected to this ATM, and card holder comes, the card holder will come to operate this. So basically, this ATM switch is, or server is the normally the interface between the ATM and card holder. So ATM and card holder interface is called ATM switch. And this server is connected to the bank which is on this ATM. So basically, the ATM switch is a system set up with servers or routers, etc. For connectivity, everything routers are set, and it is connected to server only. And the ATM switch operates under a software. One software is there which is the application software for using that ATM switch for all the transactions. So that software or application or this ATM switch, what is it work? It will identify the ATM, identify the ATM card holder, its numbers, and the card holder number is the identification number which is linked to the CBS system of particular bank. So it undertakes the entire data exchange between these interfaces, and transmits the data to the CVS system of that bank for which the card belongs, and verifies it, and the authorization takes place and sends back the data, and ATM operates under that, and the cash is dispensed. So basically that is the system how it works for a ATM switch. Okay. Now, what is on-us transaction and off-us transaction in ATM? The transaction on ATM could be either on-us transaction or off-us transaction. It is very simple thing. On-us means intra-bank transaction. Intra-bank are called on-us and inter-bank are called off-us. Interbank is off-us, intra-bank is on-us. Means intra means only one bank. So here the card holder and the ATM, they belong to one bank. Here interbank means there are two. So card holder bank is different, ATM bank is different. So there are two banks here. Here only one bank. Is it clear? On-us transaction and off-us transaction?
Yes, sir.
Clear. So here issuing bank and acquiring bank say. Huh?
Sir, honest is intra-bank?
Intra-bank means one bank. Acquiring bank and issuing bank, I told you in credit card.
Yes.
It is the same. Whenever that three-party transaction, three-party that closed scheme is there, that is the intra-bank. Within one bank it is. So card holder is also having the ICICI Bank card, ICICI Bank ATM. So it is intra-bank, within the bank. Interbank means it is between bank. So two banks are there. Card holder is say ICICI Bank card holder using SBI ATM.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it is two banks involved. So that's why it is called off-us transaction. Okay. Now IMT system, that is called instant money transfer system. This is the most innovative thing which has happened. So IMT is an innovative domestic money transmission or money remittance service that allows sending money to a receiver by using the receiver's mobile number. So you can send the money to a receiver, anybody, any beneficiary, by knowing the mobile number of that person to whom you want to send the money. So this IMT network on bank's ATM network connectivity also it can be worked, where the ATM is used as the customer interface. It allows a bank account holder to send money to a beneficiary or the receiver who might not having a bank account in that bank. He might be having bank account in other bank. So just by putting the beneficiary or receiver's mobile number and a secret code which is generated through the transaction, you can remit that money to that receiver, just knowing that the mobile number of that. Because you suppose you normally, in case you transfer a money to a bank account, you want to know the NEFT code. Say, through NEFT you want. So basically what is required? Account number of the person and IFSC code is required. So these two are normally required to send money through NEFT or any IMPS or whatever it may be. But here these two are, suppose account number you do not know, or IFSC code you know. Only IFSC code or account number, both are required. So you do not know, but you know the mobile number of the person. So that mobile number is normally linked to the account number and IFSC code, because he must be having account
So it
with
is
some
GPay
bank.
and phone pay kind of thing, no, sir?
So yes, everything where you want to send the money through identification of mobile number of the beneficiary. So whatever payment system is there, even through ATM, it is possible to do it. Normally, we don't go to ATM. We use all this Google Pay or say Phone Pay, whatever pay is there, Paytm. All the things are working under this instant money transfer system. Okay, so this is what the IMT. Then dispute management system. So basically on this entire network where this say remittance of money is transmitted from one to another, so one person is paying, another person is receiving. Normally two major disputes may happen. Two types of disputes happen. So first is customer account is debited, account is debited, but cash did not come out. In, I'm talking about ATMs. Cash is not dispensed. Cash did not come out, but account got debited. This is one of the dispute or the thing might come. Okay. Same thing might happen in the credit card network also. Credit card network. Please mute your mic. This is very indisciplined. So it is very simple to mute your mic. Why you are always opening the mic and work? So when there is no need to ask any question, you can mute your mic. That is the decorum of the class. So in ATM cases, it might happen that account is debited, cash is not dispensed. In credit card, it might happen also, account is debited, but you don't get you get a message that from the vendor that we have not received, that failed, the transaction failed, but your account is debited, your card account is debited. And second thing might happen, ATM has dispensed the cash. So ATM cash is dispensed, but customers' funds are not settled. Means customer fund is not settled. Debit adjustment has not been done. It might also happen sometime. Cash is been withdrawn, but account is not debited. So these disputes might be there. Normally, this is the first dispute is the more common. So as per RBI guidelines, the issuing bank, the card issuing bank, the ATM issuing bank, or the credit card issuing bank, if some things happens, they have to reimburse the customer for amounts which are wrongfully debited to their account in case of failed ATM transactions within how many days? 7 days.
5 days.
Within 7 days. Yes. Within 7 days of account holder's complaint, they have to refund this amount, or else they have to pay a compensation of how much?
100 rupees.
100 rupees
per day.
Per day. 100 rupees per day compensation from 8th day onwards. From 8th day onwards, the delay how is there. For those delay, 100 rupees per day fine will be paid by them. So it is mandatory for all the customer to file a complaint with this issuing bank within 30 days period of such failed transaction. So a failed transaction happen, normally immediately a person will be definitely informing. If such things are delayed, it is beyond 30 days, it will take a longer time to settle your transaction, because 30 days period is enough time to get the complaint filed with the card issuing bank about your cash which is not received, but your account is debited. So this is the rule of this dispute management system under this one. Okay.
Sir, can I mute everybody permanently?
Yeah. Please mute. So anybody wants to, then I'll they will ask in the chat box, or otherwise I will explain them to at the later. Okay, that will be better, because still chatting is going on. They are talking without muting. Have you mute, or I will mute? I am muting. I have muted all, so they cannot open the mic also. Okay, fine. Next one is your mobile phone banking. So basically, mobile phone banking, you know how it works. That is not a problem. But some things we should know. Some of the abbreviation we should know under which this mobile phone banking transaction takes place. So basically, mobile phones are working under two communication. So one is called GSM communication, another is called CDMA communication. So most of the things, the majority of the network platform of mobile, they work under GSM. CDMA, very few are under CDMA. So GSM is Global System for Mobile Connection or Communication. Global System for Mobile Communication is GSM. CDMA is Code Division Multiple Access. Code Division Multiple Access. Normally, when the Reliance first started, the Reliance phone or the SIM was introduced long back, that time they were using this CDMA. But now Reliance uses now a GSM. So almost 99% of the mobile network, they operate under GSM only. So there might be some SMS based channels or other than that also. So basically, and another thing is used under this mobile phone banking, which is called USSD, unstructured supplementary service data, which is allocated to the GSM. So here a transmission protocol, this is a transmission protocol for GSM mobile phone. So basically it uses this USSD uses the voice protocol or voice connectivity. Through voice connectivity, the thing will be done. So basically these are the GSM mobile phone without smartphone. They are not smartphones. Okay. So voice is used. So no application is used. No application is used here. No application is required. Even no internet is involved. When no application, no internet are used, only through voice protocol, the transfer of the banking transaction is done through voice. That thing is done under unstructured supplementary service data. It is available 24/7 also. But thing is, since it is operated under voice connectivity, so there is no end-to-end data encryption. So that end-to-end data encryption is not available for this service. So anybody who is expert enough, they can also track your voice and they can misuse those things also. Okay, so what are the services which can be done through this USSD? Any financial transaction like fund transfer using. So normally whenever this is used, sometimes you are using MMID, mobile identification, mobile number identification or account number or IFSC code or Aadhaar number. That time it can be used under this USSD. And sometimes non-financial transaction can be used. Suppose you want to know the balance, you want a mini statement, you want to generate your MPIN or change your MPIN. And some of the value-added services are also offered through USSD, like the query service on Aadhaar mapping. So this query service on Aadhaar mapping is used by application of a code in your mobile, which is say *49#. *49#, that query service on Aadhaar mapping is done, which is called QSAM. Query service on Aadhaar mapping, QSAM. This can be done through this code, which is *9999#. Okay, this system is there. Then app-based, say common code, this can be used for other transaction. For QSM, you use this code. Otherwise, this code can be used to do any type of transaction you want. So it may be financial or non-financial. Option will be given, and you go on pressing that 1, 2, 3, 4, which was option. So finally, you will be offered with the services you want. So these are for the normally general phones which are not smartphone. Now, normally you find that it is very easy to operate this banking transaction through the app-based channel. So for this, smartphone is the main thing which is required, and these smartphones operate under GPRS. So that is called General Packet Radio Service. So it is neither GSM nor CDMA, it is GPRS. What is the full form? I told you, query service on Aadhaar mapping, QSAM, not OM. QSAM, query service on Aadhaar mapping. So your Aadhaar mapping has to be done. So for that, you can use that code. The code is *9999 hashtag. Okay. Now, app-based channels are through smartphone, which is used under a GPRS system, General Packet Radio Service. And always this GPRS system is such that this needs upgradation from time to time. So basically, whenever you are using, you will get a notification that you can upgrade your smartphone application for this. So you upgrade your, so normally, generally, after 2-3 months, the upgradation of this GPRS is to be done. Okay, so basically this is done, and using the app is very simple, user friendly. So you can do entire banking operation, what you are doing with your internet banking in a computer or a laptop, it can be done through a smartphone. So all the things are available there. Now mobile phone wallets are very, very common now. That mobile wallets can either be a bank owned wallet or a non-bank owned. Either bank can have mobile phone wallet, or if it is non-bank like Airtel and other things, they are also issuing wallets. A Paytm, it is a wallet. So customer can make any type of transaction, right from utility payments to say online purchases or offline payments. Everything can be done through the mobile phone wallet also. Then there is a system called immediate mobile payment service. Basically, immediate payment services through mobile phone, that is called IMPS. It is a system which is real time. NEFT RTGS may take some time, but real time transaction takes place in the IMPS. And it is available 24/7 and all throughout the year it is, including public holidays. Every day it is applicable IMPS. And through this IMPS, so many payment can be done. You can use this IMPS by transferring the fund using the mobile number. Using the mobile number of the person, it can be done, which is called P2P, person to person, through MMID. You know the mobile number only, so it can be done. Or you can do the transaction using the account number of the person. So that is called P2A, when you have their account number only. Or it can be account number and IFSC number P2A, account to account P2A. Or fund transfer can be done through using the Aadhaar number, which is called Aadhaar based services. So it is, you know the Aadhaar number, you don't know the mobile number, you don't know the account number IFSC, but you know the Aadhaar number. Or it can be a push based system by merchant payment using your mobile number or MMID, push based. So merchant can push, or merchant can take the money from you by using your mobile number, so they can receive the money. So that time it will be P2M, person to merchant. So you can make payment to the merchant by pushing the merchant's mobile number. Normally in this case, the QR code is applied. So through wallet, you can scan the QR code and make the payment. So that is person to the merchant, P2M. So P2M application is push based system. Or it can be pull based. Pull based is the reverse of push based. So here merchant will receive the payment from you by using the reverse method of pushback. So using your mobile number or MMID, merchant can receive the payment. So this is basically M2P, merchant to person. Or it can be using the USSD channel also. It can be done when it is operating under GSM or CDMA. So what is a push based transaction and what is a pull based transaction? These two are different here. So push based transaction is normally initiated by the customer. So it is a customer initiated transaction. So customer initiates the transaction by selecting the beneficiary's mobile number and pays the amount. So you can pay, you can charge your mobile, you can pay your utility bill, you can make credit card bill payment, you can pay to any vendor, anything can. Pull based is merchant initiated. Merchant initiated means the transaction will be initiated by merchant. Like some of the times, some auto debit facility. Say you are ordering something regularly from Amazon. Say every week or every day you want that milk will be supplied to your house. Say 2 packets of milk. So you can order this through a pull-based transaction where the merchant will deliver the milk and take the money from your account. Or anything. That's for example I'm telling. So it will be done a auto debit facility allowed by the customer to the merchant where the merchant can initiate the transactions. Auto debit facility initiation for the goods or services which are purchased from any merchant or any vendor. So that is called pull based. So these are on the mobile phone banking. Last one we'll discuss here, that is internet banking. So internet banking and digital banking solutions, they are total no. So you know how it operates. There is nothing. Only thing you should know what is phishing. Phishing is an attempt in the network to gather your information. So gather some of the information of the person. Mostly this is done through accessing your email. So through email, the person who wants to fool you or dupe you with money, they attempt their attempt to send some email to you, leading the user of email to use this email or link of the email, and they divulge some of the secret credentials of their financial thing. That means they will send some email with something like that, and they will tell that you will get an offer like that, so you please send us the details. So you will send all those details. Through that detail, they will create some problem and they will take your money from your account. Or they will send a link through this email telling that this link you click, you will get an offer. So when you click the link, normally this is connected to some hidden malware that will send his credential of the client to the fraudster system. So sometimes normally it is also those information can be obtained from the person through telephone calls. So when it is obtained through telephone call, that is called phishing. So phishing is normally through emails. When it is done through phone calls, either it is a mobile phone call or it can be your landline phone call, that is called a phishing. And when it is done through SMS only, when it is done through SMS, so SMS will come to you. So this is the thing you have gone. So please share the OTP to this number. You will be getting this much of gift or something like that. So SMS will come to the client. So when it is done through SMS, it is called smishing. So phishing, smishing, you know. So what is the basic phishing and what is spear phishing? Basic phishing is, it is a basic in nature. Basically, phishing, when phishing is involved, emails containing fraudulent forms or links or even fraudulent websites are used. So when such thing happens, so normally they will send you something to fill up this form and or share your data, or they will send a link to click the link and do that, or so they will lead you to a website which is a fraudulent website where some information you enter and give. So those things are called basic phishing. Spear phishing means it is little bit advanced in nature. So by diversified and many seemingly innocuous mails, sometimes some cunning emails and everything, mails which are attached some with some of enclosure or some of the completely different topics or issue which is not connected to you. such type of things happen, they are called spear phishing. So I normally I get lot of this spear phishing email in my email account, because say Google knows everything, so people also know that I am doing this job of writing articles or writing some materials or giving lectures or training on this banking area. So normally I get almost every week 2-3 mails comes to me that, are you the publisher or writer of this subject on this? If you are so, I want to connect to you, please connect me with this link, because I know I have not written this, why should I be? So normally such type of, this is one example. So some attracting email will be sent to you because they know what type of person you are, what type of activity you are doing. So relating to the activity, the email will be sent to you and some attachment will be there, because this contains some of the different topics rather than directly connecting to your account. So through that, if you are falling prey to this, you will say yes and you will go into that site and some of the information can be taken by them. So this is at your hand whether you are falling into the fraudster's account or not. So basically that's why you will find that OTP is one of the main reason for which fraud happens. If so, that's why government is trying to make aware all the citizen of India, make them educated that you should not share any OTP of the bank with anybody else. So OTPs are normally to be used by the person who is doing the transaction. Sometimes it happens now, you see, not a say banking transaction. Sometimes you have ordered something from any of the website, say Mintra or somewhere. So normally when the delivery comes to you, to identify that, normally the person asks that, sir, one OTP has come to you, so you can share that OTP for this delivery confirmation. Even these OTPs are now become unsecured, because now if you know that you have ordered, then that fine, that is no problem. But sometimes some of the things are arriving at customer place as a gift item sent by somebody you might not know. So they might be knowing your birth date of birth. So know that birthday is tomorrow. So today that gift will come to you. This is not sent by anybody. So they will come, sir, this packet has come to you. Please share your OTP. So you will share the OTP, it has come, and that OTP actually the fraud OTP which you have shared, and the gift packet which has come, that might be containing nothing. So you will share the OTP, he will give the packet, he will go away, and this OTP will be used by fraudster by debiting your account. So these are the some of the security features. Okay. So now hello, can you hear me? Not audible, na? Okay, fine. Now spoofing, this is the last thing we will discuss today, spoofing and brand spoofing. Spoofing is basically, it is when something is coming to you as a fake or say we can say a fraud website. So basically fake or spoof organizations which are claiming to be distributors or third-party mediators normally use this as a fake or spoofing organization. They use the customer's email and or something or the this smartphones where they send the data to you, they send information to you, so that you will be they try to create a trust on you, and when you are falling into them, you may reveal some of the information to them so that they can use those things to hack your account. They will be doing some transactions which might be there. And brand spoofing is they will be basically they will be doing this for a existing brand like existing brand. They know that you are using Amazon, So normally the policy of Amazon is that Amazon will never make a call to you. They never call you. They will never make any phone call to you. That is the protocol of Amazon. Unless you opt for that, you opt for their customer care and you activate that I want to be called, then only Amazon will call you. Otherwise, Amazon never calls you. So if somebody is calling you without your consent, without you opting for a call from Amazon, and they are claiming that they are from Amazon, they will offer you some of the more discount. You have a offer for this, you purchase this, and this is the festival period. We'll give some offer, and you have to give us the because transaction has to be done here. So you let us know how the transaction is done. So you do not enter your credit card details. We will be entering your details. So that means that is a brand spoofing because they are using Amazon's name and brand is done to spoof you. So in those cases, this is called brand spoofing. Then there is a thing called cyber mugging. Cyber mugging, some of the emails which you might receive in your email account, they will appear to be legitimate. They will appear to be legitimate. As you see, yes, it might have come the income tax authority, but they are not so. They are totally fake. They will have a say. Normally, you should always remember that where from this coming. Suppose it has come from income tax authority. So you should know that income tax authority normally sends those things from their website. Say it will have incometax.org. That is the main thing. Org. It has to be there, or incometax.org.in. Those are the official thing. From there it comes means it is okay. But sometimes they will use different suffix. It will not be .org or .in. It will be different. So you will think that yes, it has come from income tax only. So you will open that thing. When you open that mail or that link, it will automatically start installing in your mobile or in your computer or laptop those thing called Trojans or keystrokes. These are the two types of viruses are there. So these things will be automatically installed in your computer or laptop so that the sensitive information in your laptop or computer which are there, this can be stolen by them. So this is called cyber mugging. So how these things can be avoided? How to avoid this? So customers should know how to avoid, the person should. So basically the thing is that always secure our emails and everything, mobile phone, everything with a strong password. And this password should be strong password. Strong password means always use alphanumeric with some special characters, and try to change your password frequently. Do not keep the password for a period of 6 months or 1 year. You try to change the password within 2 months or 3 months period. That is very, very secured for you. Second thing is that always try to delete the cookies in your computer or laptop. The cookies are there. Those cookies has to be always deleted in case you are using your laptop or desktop. Always delete the cookies for safety. Third thing is always use those OTP based transaction. OTP based transaction, if the transactions are financial transaction, always using the OTP initiated transaction, which can be sent to both to your mobile and to your registered mobile, registered email together. Only mobile, only email you are sending, that means also it is a security threat. Always try that. Always have that option that OTP for financial transaction from the account maintained by the bank, you send the OTP to mobile as well as email, both together. And always try to use PIN based transaction when it is used in a online or say in case of offline mode and physical mode. So when both OTP and PIN are used, that is the most secured. So when this OTP PIN both are used, they are more secured and they are called two-factor authorization. So two-factor authorization uses is the most secured one. You can avoid those type of fraudulent thing if you use this two-factor authorization. Okay, so this much is for today. So we have taken a lot of time, so a lot of things are left out. Anyway, we'll try to finish it tomorrow. So I am allowing you to speak if at all you require to speak. You want to question anything, you can ask. Otherwise, we'll end it today.
Sir, minimum and maximum transaction which we can make by using ATM.
Minimum, there is no minimum. Normally, see, minimum means
Without
normally
paying
see
charges.
without paying charges.
Yes, sir.
So if you are using, if it is a on-us transaction, if it is a on-us transaction means you are the card holder, you are using your bank's ATM. So it depends on the individual bank. Normally, generally, the amount is 40,000. Normally, it might be more than that also. For some banks, it might be you say they might have increased this value to 50,000 for that, but 40,000 is normally the amount for on-us transaction. So 40,000 the limit which is used by the banks, that in a day you can withdraw 40,000 without any fee on on-us transaction. Off-us transaction, as far as my knowledge is concerned, if you are using other banks ATM, suppose you are using other banks ATM, in that case, what will happen? What are the things other banks ATM? I think it is up to 3 transactions within that limit specified your bank, 40,000 in a day. So up to 3 transactions, it is free of cost in most of the cities. And in the 2-tier and lesser city, I think it is up to 5 transactions itself. I have to check it. I think this is a thing which I actually forgot to. Can anybody?
So there are
indicate or-
there are some guidelines issued by the Reserve Bank of India also regarding this. That up to 6 transactions in a month or 5 transactions in a month, there are no charges to be levied upon the customers, like that.
No, that is for the tier. This 5 transaction limit is for the tier 2 and tier 3 cities, not for all the cities and town like Bangalore, Delhi. It is 3 transactions. This 5 transaction is regarding the other cities, not the metro cities and big cities.
For example, sir,
Capital city.
if I am maintaining account with SBI and I am using the SBI card at SBI ATM, so
So that is up
to 6 transactions free of cost in a month.
That is totally independently decided by the bank. So it will differ. That on-us transaction always differ. Number of transaction and amount is also varying for on-us transaction. So basically the off-us transaction is more important than on-us transaction. So question will be asked on the off-us transaction. On-us transaction, it varies, so that question will not come to anybody because SBI what is doing, it is not known to the Canara Bank. So Canara Bank staff may not answer this question. SBI people who are sitting in the, they will be easy to answer this question. So this on-us transaction will not be asked. So all the questions will be asked on the off-us transaction. So basically, as far as I know, up to 3 transactions in the big city, it is free of cost. More than that, there is a charge. So 20 rupees plus GST, whatever is applicable, that will be applicable. For tier 2 and tier 3 places, it is 5 transactions free. You can check it and you can check it for your examination purpose, and I will also check it tomorrow. I can confirm you. Anybody else who know about it, can you confirm this, whether this is okay, this is true?
Yes, sir. Actually, when SBI card holder uses the card in a Canara Bank, the SBI has to pay Canara Bank 20 rupees for that transaction.
That is called interchange fee has to be paid. for a card as well as ATMs, that fee is called interchange fee. Interchange fee has to be borne by the card issuing bank. So your card holder has used my bank. So that 20 rupees actually cost is shared to the bank where it is used, because they are dispensing the cash. So that has to be borne by the card issuing bank. So it will be charged to the card holder. Card holder bank will collect that one and send it to you. So till these 3 transactions, it will be borne by the bank. More than that transaction, it will be billed to the card holder. 20 rupees will be charged to the card.
Sir,
Okay,
once
so
wishing, sir. Sir, once
huh?
wishing once, sir, wishing.
When the phishing is done through the telephone calls, it is called phishing. Phishing is
Okay,
through
sir.
email, phishing is
Okay, sir.
through telephone call, smishing is through SMS.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Spoofing, sir. Spoofing, sir.
Spoofing, I told you, sometimes they will be.
Go mechanic पर पाएं 100% color match guarantee और 2 साल की paid for.
Sometimes the email and other things will be coming to you with a fake organization, which is not a brand. So they will call that this is our organization, this is thing, you can send this thing to us so that we will be offering you something. So in that case, those are called spoofing. When it is done through a brand name like Amazon or Flipkart or somebody, the brand name is used, that is called brand spoofing.
Sir, sir, nowadays some text message comes as a to link your PAN card or Aadhaar card. Click on this link. So this is will be basic phishing or is missing? What will be this?
So basic phishing, I told you that when it involves the emails containing any fraudulent information sharing or any link or any fraudulent website they will be giving, that is called basic phishing. Okay. So whenever some attachment will be there, other than links, they will be sending some communication with attachments. So mail will contain some of the attachments which are different type of issue, different topics or different issues. So in that case, it will be called as a spear phishing. So those type of things will continuously coming to you. So till now, the spear phishing comes to me. Have you written this article on this? So for the last 2 years, 3 years, I am receiving almost monthly 2 times I will be receiving this thing, all the information. So those are continuously will come. They will never stop. So this will come from different organization. So when you ignore one, again some other thing will come. So I am habitual to receive this one. So I am used to this. So whenever such thing comes, the notification comes, I will see, I immediately ignore or immediately delete it. I do not open this. Even sometimes what happens, if you open the email also, there are some Trojan and keystrokes will be there that will be applicable. So I do not open anything which I do not know. Any mail or any phone number, phone call I receive which is not in my phone contact book, I do not receive those calls. I do not pick up the call. I do not open the mail. That is to avoid all these things.
So this is called phishing. This is called is missing, sir. If message comes to link your PAN card, go to this link. This is called is missing.
It's missing is when you get an SMS only.
So
if it is
in SMS nowadays, sir, in SMS, message come as a to link your PAN card.
That's what I have told you. Basic phishing means it has to be through email. I have told you this is email, this is through telephone call, this is through SMS. Now you see what is the definition.
Okay.
If it is coming SMS means it is a smashing only.
Okay.
So if it is continuously coming, then you can say that this is a type of spear phishing, which is normally smishing only, SMS. So normally basic phishing, spear phishing means it has to come through email only. That is the basis thing which is described in the this cyber thing, cyber fraud thing, everything. They describe this basic phishing, spear phishing, when the message comes in the email only. If it is SMS, this is simply smishing only.
Okay.
Because in SMS there is no attachment can come, na? It only link will contain.
Yes.
So spear phishing is not possible in SMS. Basic phishing is possible. Okay.
Yes. Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
See you tomorrow.